Revelation 3788. From the 2nd of June 1946. Create and work while it is still day. Create and work while it is still day. For you who fail to do so, a night of endless duration will follow. All people still have the opportunity to gain knowledge, the light of day is still within reach, the darkness of spirit can still be broken through if only the human being has the will to do so. But then a time will come when the human being, that is the spiritual element within him, will be deprived of his free will and will have to languish in darkness, of spirit, for an endless time. And only those who long for the light escape this spiritual night, they enter the kingdom of light, they stand in fullest knowledge, even though they still dwell on earth, for the light they have once found will not go out, but will illuminate their spirit forever and ever. Create and work while it is still day. But the day draws to a close. And therefore I constantly send light bearers towards people, and all who are of good will recognize them as my messengers and gratefully accept what I offer them. Knowledge of the pure, truth. Light from the heavens. Food and drink from the spiritual kingdom. So that they can diligently create and work. So that they can gather spiritual riches through loving activity and thus increase their knowledge in the time of evening, in the time which is still granted to them until the end, until nightfall. Create and work with all diligence, for the time is no longer long. But in what alone do you create and work so as not to fall prey to the terror of the night? Only in obeying my commandment of love. I have only given you one commandment. That of love for me and your neighbor, and if you obey this you will be eagerly active, as it is my will. Then you create and work for your souls, if you create and work for your neighbor, if love for me drives you to also love your neighbor, to help him physically and spiritually and thus to fulfill your original purpose. To be active in love. I only gave you one commandment, yet obeying this commandment will result in all blessings, it will shape you into recipients of light, it will make you my children and thus my heirs who will one day be able to rule and reign in the Father's house according to their will, which will then also be my will. Create and work while it is still day. Finite comes according to the law of eternity for all who do not use the day according to my will. Inactivity is death, and you can only live if you are restlessly active. But to live also means to stand in knowledge, in light, for the latter is absolutely necessary for right activity. And that is why I gave you free will, so that you become active out of inner impulse, so that you do independent work, and I also gave you the ability to recognize which work corresponds to my will. I gave you the day so that you can make full use of it, so that you can escape the night and walk in the light forever. But anyone who does not use his free will in the right way, who ignores all activity, will be surprised by the night and will dwell in eternal darkness through his own fault. And more urgently than ever I admonish you to work for yourselves, for your souls. For the law of eternity must be fulfilled. Night will follow day, and anyone who has not saved himself from spiritual darkness into the kingdom of light will sink into the night of death again and will not be able to set himself free on his own. Therefore create and work while it is still day, for the night is coming when you can no longer work. Amen.